Have you ever had a dream and yet you told yourself, I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll do it when I have enough money in the bank. I'll do it when I have more time. I'll do it when everything is perfect. But what if one of the biggest myths about creating a dream is that you have to be ready? Hi, I'm Jessica Ozrek, and I'm a certified coach. And as a coach, one of the promises that I made myself is as I'm helping others achieve their dreams, I must also put into practice the same principles that I share to create a life that I love. And so today I'm sharing with you from Valencia, Spain, a dream that I've held in my heart for many years. So back in 2020, my husband and I planned to take ourselves and our 3 kids on a trip throughout Europe. And what happened in 2020? COVID. And like many, our plans were canceled and our dream of going to Europe was put on hold. And many of the times, our dreams are put on hold or there is a delay. And what happens during this time? We can feel disappointed, frustrated, but a lot of the times it's about looking at the situation in a different light. And many of the times, a delay or something that isn't coming through as quickly as we think, it's because there's a process of preparation. And we start thinking, well, maybe it's not supposed to happen, or maybe I should just move on. But as I look back on the past 6 years, now that we are in Spain, this is a complete gift because my dream has expanded. So many of the times, delay is preparation. And it's also fine tuning because even though we have this picture of what our dream should look like, a lot of the times there is something even better. And we may not even imagine something being better. We'd be like, no, this is exactly what I want. But that's because the vision that you hold at that point is based on all the information you have up until that moment. You don't necessarily see what is even possible. And many of the times we dream something smaller scale. So fast forward to now, we are taking a 6+ week trip in Europe. Back in 2020, we had planned 2 weeks. And so now we can be more present. My kids are older, so they're easier to travel with. Imagine traveling with a 2, 4, and 8-year-old versus an 8, 10, and 14-year-old. So such good ages to be traveling in Europe for 6 weeks. I also am able to share this with you. I wasn't running a podcast like this back then. So to be able to share this with you is also a wonderful opportunity. And I'm so excited to share this with you. And so if you are interested in seeing the evolution of this 6+ week trip, I would love to share it with you. So I invite you right now to subscribe. Also, like this video. When you subscribe, you're going to get notifications each time I post. So you're going to want to hear about these experiences that we're having in Europe. And I'm going to share exactly what we've been doing. And so many of the times we have a dream and we're very clear, right? We want to be clear with the dream that we want to bring in. But we also want to hold it with an open hand and say this or something even greater still. Because even though we may be very clear on the dream that we want to bring in, there might even be a grander vision. So this myth of having to have everything ready, having to have all your ducks in a row, having to have all the time, all the money, all the resources, feeling ready, that is a myth, and it's It's actually a lie. And the reason I'm calling it a lie is because it's important to recognize that if you're waiting for everything to be perfect and for you to feel ready before you start taking action towards your dream, it's important to know that you most likely will never take action. So our brain was created to keep us safe. And so think of your dream right now. What is your dream? Write it down. What would you love to do? I would love to, and write it down. I would love to start my business. I would love to start a family. I would love to go on a trip. I would love to help out an organization. Whatever it is, just write that down. And then look at that. There's a part of you that's like, yes, I want to do that, right? So acknowledge that. And then what happens? There's a part of you that says, but you don't have the money. You don't have the time. How are you going to do that? That is the part of you that wants to keep you small. And there's going to be both sides of you. There's going to be part of you that wants you to grow and to experience life at its fullest and to take risks and to get out of your comfort zone. And there's going to be the part of you that wants to keep you small. It's going to tell you all the things to be afraid of. It's going to tell you all the reasons why you can't and haven't done it yet. And so, depending on which one you feed with your energy and your attention, that's the one that's going to grow stronger. So you have a choice right now. Both are going to exist, but the one that you put your energy into more is going to become stronger. And so if you've been putting your energy into the fear and the doubt and all the reasons why you shouldn't now, then that one's probably stronger right now. And so with this awareness today, because once we're aware of something, we can then change it. I now invite you to put more time and focus and energy into believing that you deserve to have this dream, that you can start taking action, and you can create a life that you love, regardless of knowing the how. And the how will come with time, because that's the action that you're going to be taking. But first, it's important to commit wholeheartedly. Because once you commit, that's when resources start coming in. So there was a time where we had just bought a house. I wanted to decorate the house. It had all white walls. We had bought some furniture, and I felt stuck in this dream of, and moving forward with this dream of having this fully decorated house. And so I thought, well, what could move me forward? And I heard painting the walls in your house. And I thought, well, I don't have the money budgeted for this. And I said, okay, well, what can I do now? So I took the action that I could. I called in a painter. I got an estimate, actually a couple of painters. I got an estimate, found somebody I trusted, talked to my interior designer, and moved forward. And what happened? I started getting a couple of checks in the mail of unexpected refunds. And that's what happens when we start taking action and we start moving out of our comfort zone, is that the universe will start to provide. Because those dreams that you are holding inside of you, the ones that when you think about light you up, those are dreams that our soul wants us to move forward with so that we can grow as humans and also experience the fullness of life, because you deserve to live a life that you love. And when we start taking action and start believing that we deserve to have this dream, that's when we start receiving the support and the resources required to carry out this dream. And at the end of 2025, we decided to go for it. And so we started putting things in action. And it wasn't that everything was perfect. There were actually a lot of question marks. There was some uncertainty, and we didn't necessarily have all the resources that we needed in place. But we took steps with what we had, with what we could. And so here we are. I'm in my hotel room in Valencia, Spain, and we're going to be spending a few weeks here. We went to Alaria for our first night, which is the city of music. It was a really cool place. We actually stayed in, it was kind of like a townhouse, and it had this beautiful deck that overlooked the bells ringing, and that was just such a gorgeous experience. This is what I recommend you do in your life. So if there is a dream that you are wanting to call into your life, maybe you want to start that business. Maybe you want to start a family. Maybe you want to get married. Maybe you want to go to Europe. Maybe you want to take a trip to somewhere else. Whatever your dream is, there is a step that you can take today. And so when you start taking steps, things start coming in. So remember, you become ready through the process. So as we start taking steps, resources come in, ideas start coming to us. And then as we start taking action, we start building momentum of having confidence, and then confidence helps us to get results. And as we're having thoughts, believing that we can have our dream, we start feeling like we can have our dream, we start taking actions, and then we get results. So as you're looking at that dream that you wrote down, I invite you to ask yourself, what is one step that I can take today to move me in the direction of my dream? Maybe it's writing one page for your book. Maybe it's registering your company as an LLC. Maybe it's having that conversation with a loved one. Whatever it is, know that you have far more available to you than you realize. It's all about acknowledging that this dream is life seeking to express itself through you, and that now is the only time you have. All right. Remember, you deserve to live a life that you love. I invite you to also watch this video because you can do it. I believe in you.